Hey, what's up, everybody? I just want to do a really quick video to talk with you about some of the things that we're seeing so far here in this season. As you saw earlier today, we just came back from behind to draw a match that we really probably should have lost. We're seeing some good things on this team and some poor things, and we'll take a quick look over here at the Data Hub to see what's going on. First things first, though, just so you know, there are no star ratings, no attribute ratings, nothing like that that I can look at, and that means that I'm 100% dependent upon my coaches and their opinions to know who's a good player and who's not, which I would argue is probably the right way to play Football Manager, but we can all play our own way. We'll take a quick look over there at the Data Hub. We are extremely shaky in defense, but we're very good in attack. We need to improve at the back, but we should walk over most teams in attack. I would argue that depends upon who it is that we're playing against. Right, this is our most recent match against Vaiala Tongan. We gave up 2 goals early and then 1-2, including one in a period of the match in which we had a lot of momentum. As we can see here, even though our defense is pretty shaky, it's Palepua who has an excellent time there in defense. Attacking, of course, we're doing very, very well, even counting that last game that we just did not win. You can see here a little bit of our problems. So Langkilde is kind of not a great midfielder who we're kind of forced to play. He ends up over here with a lot of progressive passes completed, I think mostly because of the how good the players in front of him are, but unfortunately many of them have not actually been accurate, and that's one of the problems that we have. It's one of the players that we kind of are hoping to move past. And then, of course, Corey Norty has been excellent. So when we go, let's see what else we can figure out here and see if there's anything else interesting that we can come up with here. So we've seen that we're having a hard time dealing with crosses, and I would say it probably has a lot to do with the fact that this guy who's playing down here is not really that great. If we go over here and we look straight at our tactics, is probably what we want to look at. We had Atu in that position last game. So one of the tricks that I use in hardcore mode is you go over here to the coach report. The easy thing to look at is whether he has the ability or potential or not. In this case, he almost certainly doesn't. He's probably not a good enough player for this level. Now, we need somebody to play in that position. That's the problem that we have, right? We need to have a person to play there. Langkilde would be the other one, and we just sort of looked at him, and he also does not have the required ability or potential. I guess he's a decent player for this league, but of course, I mean, anybody would be a decent player for this league. That means that he has a pulse, right? So I don't know so much about that and if that's the right thing to do. What we really need to do is we need to get some replacement over there. We had a bad game from Jermaine Collins in this most recent match. Also does not have the required ability or potential. You can sort of see what the when you're playing at this level, what the general trend is. The same thing here for Viali, and he also does not have the required ability or potential. You'll also notice that a number of these players are older, right? So 24 years old, 26 years old. This guy that I was just looking at, I think is 20-something or other, 24 years old. Yeah, it's these kids that are so exciting, and that's the reason why we've been playing well, right? We look at, I don't know, I haven't looked at this before. Edward Loke is not just a good player, he's an important player for our team, right? When we go look at Toa Maele, he's probably, exciting young prospect, not far from first team level. He's almost certainly the best striker that we have. In fact, if we look at the squad planner, I'm pretty sure he comes up as number 1. He does, right? One of the tricks that you can use with this is to just sort of take players and put them into the squad planner and let your coaches sort them out themselves, and they'll tell you who's the best and who's not, and that's exactly what I did, and that's how we came up with Corey Norty in that position. Kaleopa was going to play over here, and he's injured, out for the year. We had Ken Teoni, who's played well, but he has also been out for a while, which means we have to rely on Poya Moana. And Fa Moana, again, does not have the required ability or potential, right? You can see the trend here, right? And so that's a little idea sort of how to look at this and how to figure out kind of what's going on. The cool thing about this particular skin is that you get all of this information here, like right from the start. You can see that he is a maestro at forward, free spirit who will drop deep or widen the pockets. We've seen him drop deep a lot, and it drives me nuts sometimes. He was dropping his defense before, which is crazy. He can also play as a target, as a striker, and also sort of a fox-in-the-box striker that nobody knows what to do with or how to expect. And we can figure out all of this about this guy without really knowing too much about what his actual shooting is like and all this stuff. We don't need the numbers. We can see here that he's kind of quick and he has good endurance, and that's kind of what we like. He does like to round the keeper. We've seen that happen a lot. That's the sort of thing to look for. So if I were you, if I were doing a new save based upon this, that's the sort of thing I would look at and go forward with. Apologies, I'm going to keep this a little bit short. Have to take this phone call, but I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.